Okay, so we're at the Cypriot apartments, which are in the Cypriot part of Nicosia. The road it's on is a very dated road. Not a lot, it's quite a busy road. There's not a lot happening here. A lot of the shops are closed. This is quite a derelict area, but it's safe. There's no issues with walking at night, etc. People are very friendly. We are extremely close to what they call the Green Line, which is the border. As you can see just in front of you there, that brick wall shows that there's no entry down that road. And what happens is we go around the corner and we get confronted with a checkpoint where you have to show your passports to go through no man's land, and then to show your passports again to enter into the Turkish occupied area of Cyprus. In front of us here is actually a printing press museum, which I've just discovered. The thing with what I've noticed about Nicosia in particular is that their tourism isn't particularly high profile, and it's very much up to you and your sat-nav to find things. You do get a map, which is quite useful, but the roads are quite small and a little bit complicated for those that aren't particularly good at following maps, which is me in particular. So basically, as we walk around the corner, as you can see there, that's issue in Sector 2. Those buildings presumably cannot be inhabited simply because they are in the wrong part of the area. So as we move around and we go around, we are just going down this little side street here and crossing over. You can see this, the shops are very unusual. There's a lot of antique shops. A lot of the shops are half empty, some completely empty. Those that are half empty have got weird and wonderful things inside. I don't think people know really what to sell. So we get round to this little bit here, which as you can see is another little side road. There are no real bars around this little bit, but you go onto the main street, which is called Ledra Street, which runs along through Nicosia. It's the main shopping area, carefully shaded by sort of brollies and sort of sun awnings. And Ledra Street, as history would tell you, has always been the main street of Nicosia and used to be Ladies' Street. So on a Sunday, ladies used to come out and sell their wares and buy other people's crafts, and it was just, on that particular day, it was just women only. Of course now it's everybody. So as we turn the corner around this section here, again you can see there a little bit in the back there. So as you come down here, this is where we're getting towards the checkpoint. Just let this car go by. There's a checkpoint there, which you can see. So literally the other side of that is no man's land. So as you can see, we're on the border now, and as you can see there, there's actually an army man just walking in there. I don't know if he's Turkish or... I think he would be Cypriot. It's Turkish on the other side. The Cypriots, Greek Cypriots, state that is the occupied sector, as opposed to this sector, which is not occupied. Lots of people mistakenly call it Turkey. It isn't Turkey, it is still Cyprus, but it's just occupied by the Turkish people rather than the Cypriot people. And as you can see just up the top here is the border, and what you do is you just walk around, go through the channel, show your passport to show that you're leaving the Cypriot side. Then there's a little distance between the two, which I can't film, which is no man's land technically, and then you show your passport on the other side, and then that takes you into Turkey. And that's how close the apartments that we're staying in is to the border.